Hey, it's Ryan with Long Crack, and today we're going to go over Google Ads. Hey guys, I actually just wrapped up shooting the video. It got to be really long. Look for timestamps in the description if you want to jump around to whatever specifically you are looking to do. And I would highly recommend to maybe watch this video on your phone and actually set your ads account up as you watch the video. And then that way, after the hour and 15 minutes or whatever it ends up being, then you actually have your ad set up and ready to go. You could potentially just leave the video running and do what you need to do as I'm doing what I'm doing in the video. So, little tip for you, if you notice the banner, this is going to be at our booth 591 at GIE. Please stop by and say hi at the very least, and you can enter to win, a pro slide, because I don't know why people are still using these, but you know what I'm saying? Obviously, people are still using those, but the Pro Slide is the way to go in my opinion. I don't understand why more people aren't using it, but let's get into the Google Ads video and take a look at the results we're getting and what you can potentially get yourself if you want to do this yourself or hire someone like us to do it. All right, have a good one. Ads is the number one revenue stream for Google, so they want you using their ads. In fact, so much that if you do not have a Google Ads account, they're probably going to give you some ad money. They're probably, the way they typically been doing it recently is matching X number of dollars for X number of dollars. So I see, lately I've seen a lot, if you spend $150 in ads in the next month, basically from whenever you set that ads account up, they will then give you $150 in free ad spend. So very generous of them in my opinion, and why not take advantage of it? You know what I mean? These ads are great for seasonal pushes, stuff like that. I'm still a huge fan of SEO. I think SEO is honestly the way to go. But and the reason for that is if you do SEO right, you're going to be consistently on the first page of Google. Here's the original post right here. If you, it's obviously going to be a screen share video also, but Caleb made a post about his running some Facebook ads and stuff, and my comment right here was we're getting much better results with Google search ads. So these are Google search ads. There's different types of Google ads, and we're actually running more than just Google search ads now. Started off with search ads, and the search ads are the ones that just appear at the top above the organic listings and the map pack and stuff like that. The only thing that's going above Google ads is local services ads, which are also from Google. So you could potentially be running both if Google local services is available in your area. So my understanding was it was supposed to be rolled out nationwide months ago, and I don't believe it actually is. So Google seems to be like getting ahead of themselves and kind of like overwhelming themselves almost. So it's a little crazy, but the point I made here was, ads shown to people actually interested in the service makes a huge difference. So my thought process here is people are on Facebook doing whatever people do on Facebook, pretty much just wasting, killing time. Hopefully you're on there like promoting your business and doing some networking or something like that. But the majority of people are just on there like, they have a couple minutes, they're on break, whatever. Maybe they're just addicted to their phone and they're just on Facebook, right? So they're not necessarily looking for a lawn care service or this or that. You could potentially stick an ad in front of them and that would spark hey, yeah, I do not want to cut my grass anymore. I do need help removing the leaves this fall, whatever it is, right? But when people are on Google, they're looking for information or to solve their problem, find the service, where can I buy this, that type of stuff. So that's when you want to really be in front of them, because they are, obviously interested in doing something here to solve this problem. Like who should I hire? What are my options? Stuff like this. So that's why I want to be at the top of Google when people are searching for that, potentially, paying for the top spot with an ad and then ranking, 1, 2, 3 in the organics with SEO. So that's my process mindset behind it. And we'll kind of get into it after this, but I highly encourage you, links in the description. Head over to Blake's YouTube channel, subscribe, watch a handful, like some videos, leave some comments, all that kind of stuff. And then here is Caleb Hall, Hallmark Lawn Care. Here's his Facebook page. You know, I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure Caleb would too, if you could take a second and go give him a like. You know what I mean? So they are the reason behind the video. And without further ado, here I just wanted to show you this. So this is my main ad account. So I've definitely spent over $5,000 because here's another one of the ad accounts of a client right here where we spent you know, over $400 here and 4.8K here. So we're over $5,000 in ad spend. That's this year from January 1st on. So I spent $5,000 on Google Ads plus, and I wasted a lot of money, especially here on this big spike. This was a big waste of a lot of money. A lot of money. It actually wasn't that bad. There's definitely a learning curve to Google Ads. I think the platform has been greatly improved somewhat recently, but it's clunky. Not a huge fan of the layout and stuff like this. But what has happened is I've done several calls with the Google Ads support team, and they've actually done trainings with me optimizing certain campaigns that I've had running. And I feel they reached out to me and offered these to me because I spent so much money and they saw how poorly some of my ads were performing. So now, months and months later, my ads are performing much better, and it's better for everybody. It's better for the ads I'm running for my own companies, and it's better for the ads I'm running for my clients' companies. So it's just a win-win all the way around. But this right here, I mean, Paradise Property Services, this is like one of our just, you know, what am I trying to say here? Our like ideal website client right here. Like we kind of walked into just a great situation where this client has had this domain forever. And as soon as I realized how old the domain was, I knew once we actually got, you know, SEO friendly content structured properly with a bunch of words and keywords and H tags and everything on the pages and made it look good, made it display on mobile, all the kind of stuff that I was lacking before we got to working with Paradise. So like he literally got 50 clients in, or 30 clients in 30 days in May of this year just from SEO. So later on in the year, we are now running ads as a little fall push type deal, and the results have been great. So we actually have a display ad right here, and we have 2 search ads. This call only is exactly what it sounds like. It's only call. So if that ad is shown, the person searching on Google is gonna be able to click and call their business directly from the search results. And then this Paradise Q3 2019, so this is when we got everything going. This has a handful of different ads in it. So if we click on this one, it actually only has 2 ads in it, and they're both paused. We have one is a standard ad group and one's a dynamic ad group. So lots of stuff to go over, and why we're running different ones and stuff like this, and what the difference is, and all this kind of stuff. So we're back here to the main page, and I wanted to kind of go over the cost per click. So this is where I want to be. Cost per click. See, this is part of why I just don't like it all that much. It's hard to navigate. Okay, so here we go. Finally got back to the screen I wanted. Average cost. So this is average cost per click with these ad campaigns. So the display ad campaign is averaging 0.13. So 13 cents a click. Like, that is just dirt cheap. So you kind of need to get some stuff going. I wouldn't recommend starting off with the display ads. When you're running display ads, the major difference is that they're gonna have a picture. That's why it's called display. So you need some kind of picture. You're gonna need to come up with some graphics and stuff like this. Google actually will just pull images from your website, or they have stock images you can use, or you're welcome to make and upload custom images and stuff like that. They'll give you the dimensions, all that kind of stuff. So don't start off with display though. You're gonna wanna start off with search, and then at least get call extension set up and really consider a call only ad because of the average cost. The call only ad is averaging $1.54 per call to that business, and the search ad is averaging $2.36. So to me, all of these average cost per clicks are very reasonable. I'm very happy with this, and I don't know who would not be. Think about how much revenue one mowing client generates for your business. I know it's going to vary across the country, but I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere in between $900 and $1,500 is going to be the average value of a mowing client that's getting cut weekly throughout the season, right? So you're going to bring in that much money. Hopefully you're running approximately 20% profit margin. Let's just say $220 would be profit from that customer, and you're spending, essentially pennies or dollars to get that click, to get them to the website, to get them signed up. So that is why you definitely should be doing this. You should be doing this one way or another, whether you're paying a service like us or whether you're doing it yourself. So you need to ask yourself, am I the DIY type that wants to take the time to learn all this stuff? Or do I want to continue focusing on what I do best, running my lawn care business, and let a SEO web ad agency do what they do best and run my ads? So that's just a personal question. Lots of factors that would go into making that decision. We're not going to get into that. But let's take a look at the clicks right here. So it looks like over 700 clicks from this. Total ad spend, a little over... what is that? A little over, $450. So I think this is great. I know Corey, the owner of Paradise, is just, super happy with everything we've done for him. It just worked out absolutely great. It usually does. With 90% of our clients, everything goes super smooth. And the clients that it doesn't go super smooth with, there's usually, there's like preliminary issues that we had to deal with and overcome before we could really start moving forward. And that's what's going to happen potentially if you try to do stuff yourself, and if you get hooked up with a shady SEO company, web design company that just takes your money and gives you garbage, and you don't know because you don't know. So that's the end of my rant. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to come right back, and we're going to start building out ads from scratch, brand new, and show you how this process goes. Okay, so what you're going to do is just do a Google search for Google Ads. Find the Google Ads search result, click on it, go to the page, sign in, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully by me clicking right here and going to this new account where we're going to be doing the demo, it'll take us to the same screen. If you're setting up a new account, you're going to have to kind of go through some of the basic stuff, and I'll recommend just breezing through it, and then potentially just never use it. I think they force you to kind of start setting up an ad as you get in there, but you never have to run it. So just breeze through that, and then enter your billing information, that kind of stuff. Get your account basically set up. Pretty straightforward stuff. Google will walk you through that, I believe, and you should get an offer for a free amount of ad spend if you spend X number of dollars or whatever. If you don't get that offer, do a Google search and see if you can find, free Google ad money or something like that. So what we're going to want to do here is I ended up on this screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all campaigns right here and then click campaigns. So this is I think window 1, 2, and 3 is how Google Ads support explained this to me, or A, B, and C. So they have some different names for it or whatever, but essentially you have this far left panel, you have this one next to it, and then you have the main working area over here. So it's a good idea to get acquainted with the platform, the layout, stuff like this, and then the other things are really right up here. Reports is going to be reports, and then tools and settings is going to bring up a big menu here where lots of options in here, lots of stuff you can do. We're not going to get into all of this kind of stuff right now. Possibly we might get into conversions or something like this, but we'll see what we need to do as we get into doing this. So what I'm going to want to do is here's all the campaigns that I have in this account. So been running some Google ads. What I'm going to do here is click on this plus, and I'm going to make a brand new ad. So this is how you would make a brand new ad. Boom. Let's make a new campaign, right? So new campaign. What you're going to want to do is, oddly enough, come down here to campaign without a goal. And we want to do search. So we're going to click on search. And then for this one, let's do website visits. So in this example, I'm going to use bnblawnmowing.com. So this is my buddy's lawn mowing company local to the Northern Kentucky area, primarily serving Boone and Kenton County. We're going to look at expanding Billy's business into Campbell County next year, right? So that's going to be the point of this ad. We're going to be targeting Campbell County, and that'll be that. So I'm going to check off what I'm trying to do here. So potentially you could do a call only campaign and you would pick phone calls, but we're going to do a search, trying to get people to the website is our goal right here. So I'm going to click continue. So I'm going to say right here, just give it a name so you know what it is. So B&B Campbell County. So I know this is the B&B ad set up to specifically target Campbell County. Since this is a search campaign, we don't want it going on the display network. This involves creatives or images, if you will, and we don't want that. So we're just going to take display off, and I don't believe we need to do anything in here. You can set an end date if you wanted to in here, stuff like this. So just let that go. You're going to want to target. So you're targeting right here. You're going to want to come down to enter a location, and I'm going to put in Campbell County, Kentucky, right? And then find Campbell County, Kentucky on the list, and I don't see it. Let's go to advanced search and see what's going on here. Campbell County, Kentucky. So here it is right here. I'm going to click include. So there it is. And actually, I forgot how big Campbell County is. We're not going to target that whole area. That's way too big of an area to target. So let's cancel out of this and go back in here. And let's go to Newport, Kentucky. So you're going to have to take a little bit of time and get all the little areas you want. So I want Bellevue next. So I'll click Bellevue, Kentucky, include. And let's go ahead and we'll get Dayton, Kentucky, and find it on the list. And it just, why isn't it showing up on the list? I don't know. Kind of crazy. Here we go. Include. Okay, so we got Dayton. We're actually going to want to come down here a little bit and get Southgate and Fort Thomas. So let's get Southgate, one word, KY. Apparently Google wants you to spell out the things here. So there we go. So the zip code 41071 actually got Southgate, so that's great. Let's try 4105, and that got Fort Thomas. So this is awesome. Let's go ahead and get Wilder, Highland Heights, and Cold Spring in here. These would be nice to have. So let's go Wilder, Kentucky. Okay, well that worked out perfect. Okay, so that is where I wanted to target. So if you notice, some of this stuff is overlapping. Like we have this zip code right here, which also includes, this was the Newport listing. So we have Newport down here, and then that falls into this zip code. So by having both, it's not like double targeting that. It's gonna allow you to view the metrics of how one is performing compared to the other. So feel free to add as many detailed entries as you want, even if they do overlap, because then you can decipher your data even further. So if you're really going to get into crunching this stuff, you want to really put some time into this. So this is not a super duper quick thing, but the bottom line is, once you do this essentially one time, you don't have to do it again. Like, you can just use these campaign settings moving forward and you're good to go, and just keep on adding ad groups and stuff like this. So I've actually already done this, but I wasn't targeting Campbell County, and the whole point of this video is to show you, exactly how to do the whole thing. So obviously I'm doing English. I'm just opening these up. Like, if you had some retargeting and stuff set up, potentially that would be in here. Yeah, so retargeting would be in here, and apparently I don't have it set up for B&B yet. So I would highly recommend getting on retargeting. It's going to involve putting the code snippet on your website and then collecting data over time. So it's not something you can do right off the bat if you haven't previously taken the steps needed to. So honestly, you can get results with $5 a day on the budget. So we're just going to put in $5 a day is what we want to spend. Let's go to maximize per conversions. So if you don't have conversions set up, you're not going to get accurate data with this. So let's just go with clicks here, but potentially you might want to do conversions. You have to learn a little bit more on how to do conversions, but you can certainly do that. And then all of these type things, I actually already have these set up. So we will go over these, but I'm not going to do these here. And I don't even recommend doing these here if you were going to do these and you needed to do them from scratch. So we're going to click save and continue and go on to the next page. So this is where you can create ad groups. So think about what we just did on the last step. We set the campaign settings. It's walking you through it right up here at the top. We set the campaign settings. So now we have the overall framework for this ad, like how much we're going to be spending per day, where we're targeting, and if we had narrowed down to audiences and stuff like that, then it would be even further targeted. You got to understand Google Ads is a broad dynamic platform. So when you are actually running ads to your local area, you are greatly cutting out the majority of the potential people that could see that ad, right? So I don't recommend getting too crazy on your audience targeting because you've already wiped out the majority of people in the world by narrowing it down to your cities or counties or zip codes or whatever that you service. So that's good enough on Google. Remember, these ads are only going to be shown when people are typing in something relevant to your ad, and that is what we're doing right here. So we're setting up when should this ad be shown, essentially, right? So we're gonna call this mowing because that is all B&B does. They're just a lawn mowing company. So if we look over here on this side, get keyword ideas. So we have the website entered right here, or we could put a product or service right here. You only want one or the other, so you don't want both. I don't think you can do both. So we can look at these and we can just click on them and it'll just add them to our keywords over here that we're searching. A thing to note is all these different types of keywords. So you got learn more right there. You can click and learn more. So I can't just go through absolutely everything. This will turn into a super duper long video. It's already going to be a long video. So I'm going to wipe out the website right here and I'm going to type in lawn mowing service, right? So now we'll get a bunch of stuff and you see the monthly searches. So this is why you don't want to necessarily narrow down to audiences because we're getting 10 monthly searches. The reason B&B is not targeting Campbell County is because Boone and Kenton County are much more heavily populated, right? So there's actually going to be a lot less competition in Campbell County because there's less companies out there, but there's less people out there. So the competition level is going to be about the same. So we're just going to have to kind of wing this, right? We're just going to have to make up stuff. So where can you get ideas for this? I would highly recommend referencing your Google Analytics and Search Console and your Google My Business Insights to get actual data of what words to use in these. So why don't we just go ahead and take a look at this. We'll go to B&B Lawn Mowing's Google My Business page. We'll go to Insights and we'll come down here and people who cut grass is what is typed in the most when people find this website. So let's make sure we get that in our ad group, right? So people who cut grass. Boom. Okay. So lawn mow, we'll do that. That's a weird one right there. We'll do mow lawn. So these are the type of things that you typically won't even think of, right? So it's kind of like you're in the industry, you know all the terms and terminology and what really makes sense and what really doesn't, but your customers really don't. So always remember that when you're setting this kind of stuff up. So like lawn care is definitely going to fall into our category, right? So people could be typing in lawn care and want, fertilization weed control, or maybe they even want leaf removal or something like that. Like that's a broad category. That could be a bunch of things, but let's get everything that is somewhat relevant here and start building this out. Near me and nearby are always good ones. So we'll do near me and then we'll do lawn mowing nearby. Lawn mowing service, that makes a lot of sense. And let's see what's on the last page. There's another near me. So, if you do it like this, potentially not be a whole lot of typing. You can just copy and paste. So if you notice here, the only difference between these two lines is the S on services. So Google, is fine with that. They want you to kind of get everything in here that could potentially work for you. So let's keep on going down the list. Boom, boom, and boom. And we'll go ahead and grab yard maintenance. That works. Okay, so here we go. So we don't have to be putting in words like Newport and Bellevue and Cold Spring and listing out all those city names that we're targeting, because we've already addressed that in the campaign settings, right? So what you're doing here is, what are the people typing into the search bar? That's what you really want to nail down with what you're picking right here. So I'm gonna I think that's pretty good. Lawn mowing service. So we can just do stuff like grass cutting service, no lawn service, kind of rearrange the words. Company that mows grass, affordable lawn mowing. We have some clients who don't like us using affordable and stuff like that, but it's a commodity service to me. Like, if you're not affordable, I don't know why anybody would use your service. It's kind of a relative term to the person you're targeting's income level, if it's affordable or not. So it's kind of arbitrary in my opinion. So that's what we're going to do right here. I would recommend go ahead and make more ad groups. And if we're just targeting mowing, because that's the only service offered, right? But if you offered pruning, you would want to build out a whole ad group with just pruning in that ad group. Pruning keywords and keyword phrases that revolve around pruning: hedge trimming, bush trimming, shrub pruning, etc., etc., etc. Then you would do another for mulch, you would do another for pine straw, you would do another for leaf removal, you do another for snow removal. You'd knock out every type of thing you want to do. So it's gonna, like, when this is the search that the person's searching, then it's going to pull from that ad group and be like, okay, yeah, meets that requirement, this is a good match, we should show this ad, boom. And then other factors go into, like, what's going to be the first ad shown, what's going to be the second ad shown, third ad shown, stuff like that. So let's save and continue. And now we are to the point where we actually make the ad. Now this is a search ad, so there's no image. All we have to do is come up with the words. So the words you need to come up with are 1, 2, 3 headlines. You have 30 characters to work with. And then right down here, description 1 and 2, and you have 90 characters to work with. So what you want to do is speak to your audience. You want to encourage them to click based off of what you put in these areas. So along with this text that we input right here, we're also going to be able to add more stuff to the ads, and that is where you're really going to get the benefit from your ads, and I'll show you why at the end of the video. So let's go headline 1. Let's go with local lawn mowing service, Campbell County KY lawn care, fast, free, no obligation quotes. And we're over. You know what I mean? So we're over by 2. I'm just going to go ahead and go fast, free, no obligation quotes. And, you know, I wish I could have those comments in there, but I can't because that puts it over the limit. I want that right there. So I'm going to keep it, right? So now we need to come up with our 2 descriptions. And I'm going to say something like, let's go with, so just trying to kind of build credibility with the audience, stuff like that. Check out our file. You can put in more thought into it if you would like, or you can whip something out like I do, right? I do this a lot, so I think this is actually pretty good. If you want to copy and paste this and switch a couple words around, feel free. I don't care. So I'm happy with this. So we can save and continue, and we could potentially make another ad. So with a bypass, we can't make another ad because I clicked that button, but we can always make more ads later. So let's continue to the campaign right here. So now we're in the campaign. So if we look over here, we are on B&B, Campbell County, and we're showing the only ad group, which is mowing. So recommendations right up here. After your ad runs for approximately 14 days in a row, you definitely want to run your ads for 12 to 14 days. That's what Google says. I would say just run it for 14 days at $5 a day. So you're at $70 in ad spend, assuming that you spent the maximum amount every day. And what that's going to do is allow you to tap into Google's AI. So Google wants your ads to perform well because they want you to spend more money on Google ads. So they will give you recommendations, but you need to give it time to do its thing. It can't just start making recommendations with no data to go off of. So you need to let your ads run so it can get the data and insights it needs to help you improve your ads, and then you'll start to see those in recommendations. And you may even see them quicker, especially if when you are making your ad groups and you put the same keyword in multiple ad groups, that it's going to flag that and say, hey, you know, we're kind of confused on which ad to show because you're putting the same keywords in those ad groups. That's why you kind of separate out your services by the ad groups, right? So that's how you accomplish that. That's what's going on there. And let's look at the main thing we're going to be looking at right here is ads and extensions. So we're right here. This is an expanded text ad is our ad type, and here's the ad that we just made, right? There's our 3 headlines, there's our 2 descriptions, and this is what we have right here. So if we go into extensions, we don't have any. So I thought I was going to pull it in, but it's not. So I might have to make all these from scratch, which I guess is fine because this is a tutorial on exactly how to do this. So we have site link extension, and look, you hover over it, it tells you what it is. Shows links to specific pages on your website. So instead of just potentially that person clicking on that ad and going to your home page, maybe you have a page for pricing. So it would take them right to the pricing page, right? A call out extension is going to show a descriptive text. So potentially instead of me taking up some of my description to say, or one of the headlines, fast free quotes, maybe that could have been a call out extension. You can play around with where it works best, stuff like that. Structured snippet is highlight a specific aspect of your product or service. A call extension is going to be give them the ability to click the call from the ad. So there are call only search ads, and then you can just add a call extension onto a search ad. Message extension is the same as a call extension, except that'll allow them to text message you. If you have messaging set up within Google My Business, you're probably getting text messages. I get dinged every time somebody messages one of my clients that I'm an admin on their Google My Business. Since I'm an admin on so many Google My Businesses, I get dinged almost every day from somebody texting one of our clients from the Google search results. So get on this, people use it, and you're missing out if you're not. So location extension, it's going to show address, store hours, stuff like that, so you can get more detailed information about your business. Affiliate location, so I'm not sure what that is. Price extension, show prices. Boom. App's going to be, if you have an app and a promotion extension. Wow. So some of these are new to me. I haven't even paid attention to some of these newer ones. But what's going to happen here is let's pull up an ad. So I'm going to go with like HVAC or something. HVAC Cincinnati. So I know that HVAC companies are making money, they're spending money, so we can actually see something right here and we get it. And this is a great example right here because here's the very top of the search results, and these are the local services ads that I told you that they appear at the very top of the search results, right? And then here are these are Google search ads. So these are what we're setting up right now. These are the ads right here. And if you notice, one of these ads looks a whole lot better than the other ad. In my opinion, and I don't think anybody's going to disagree, this ad was done by somebody that knows what they're doing, and this ad was not. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. This is a good ad. This is not so good ad. And actually, it's arguable, right? It's arguable because they have a number in their headline. That is a great idea. That is something I didn't do, and maybe I should go back and change my headline to put a number in it. People read and recognize numbers faster than words. So if you can put a number in there, that it just clicks with the person really fast because they're like, oh, 44. I know 44. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to read the word, comprehend it, stuff like that. So all your ads are going to be notified with this little green ad box right here. From what I can tell, most people that aren't familiar with Google and ads and how the search works and stuff like this, they don't even know if it's an ad or not, because that is really the only little thing notifying you. And if you're not, paying that much attention, you're just going to miss that. So here is their headline. Here is their description. So it looks like they took advantage of all three headlines, but they only took advantage of one of the two descriptions they had available. Doesn't make sense to me. Why would you not just, you want to take up more real estate? And if you notice here, this company with the better ad, they did use both of their descriptions. So they have both descriptions, but look, they have more stuff down here. So these are site link extensions right here. So these are going to be go see our reviews. These are going to go see our special offers. Why us, essentially, because this is help is the name of the company. And then click to go see all of our services, right? And then here is this appears to be maybe a services extension. So this is probably structured snippet right there. So service. So that's what's going on with that one. They have the structured service snippet right here. So services, and then they list out their services. Boom. So this is a much better ad right here, in my opinion. And the reason is it's taking up more real estate. But well, I guess I'm not on mobile, so this ad could very well, I would almost assume it has the call extension on it, and it has the message extension if they're doing messaging. Maybe it's the landline and they can't do messaging. But I can almost guarantee they would have the call extension also on here. Why would they not, They actually have their phone number right here, so I wonder, I'm not exactly sure where that phone number is pulling from, because it almost looks like a different font. I can't really tell. So that's kind of weird. That's off to the right of the URL right here. So, okay, got a little sidetrack looking at that, but let's go to site link extension. So essentially, we're going to run down every single one of these and fill them out. So site link extension, and can we use existing? So you see, I already have these, so this can save time. So you're gonna need to create new and site link text. So your site link text is right here. So boom, boom. This is it's essentially showing you what it's going to look like right here, right? So this is what's going on. You're essentially just boom, boom, boom. And as we saw over here, it very possibly could just plop them out like this, not actually down the line. It'd be really nice if they plop them up down the line like that so you took up more real estate, but that's Google's call. You're on Google's platform. But let's just go ahead and go use existing because I already have built this out. And let's click save and see what we got here. So if we go into edit, so there we go, the site link text, Billy and Brandon, meet the men behind the mowing crew. They will be mowing your lawn. And then boom, to about us. So this is like, hey, meet the people, see our faces, learn a little bit about us, get comfortable, see if you're gonna be comfortable with us on your lawn. So I definitely recommend putting your face on your website and don't understand why you wouldn't. Let's go ahead and we'll add another one. So we're already on the extensions. We're still on ads and extensions, and we're gonna hit plus. So let's go to call out extension. So call out text right here. So, maybe potentially they're not using all of them. And maybe this company is using all of them, and Google every now and then is deciding, hey, we're just gonna show this extension, this extension, this extension. So you're on Google's platform, you're playing by their rules, and that's how it works, right? So they get to pick and choose what they're going to show when they're going to show it. So let's just go ahead to find the B&B. Okay, so these are all extensions that I've created in the past. So let's go with we'll go call and ask. We'll say affordable pricing. We'll say accepting new clients. And we'll say money back guarantee. So, serving NKY neighborhoods. Let's see if it tells us we got too much, whatever. So some of them I did I said, we're open, call now. And I would set up somewhere in here, ad schedule. I would come down to ad schedule and only have this ad showing during business hours if I was going to use that extension, right? So don't shoot yourself in the foot by telling people, hey, we're open when your ads are running outside of business hours because potentially no one's going to answer the phone, right? So here we go. That's good right there. Let's click save. And there are our call out extensions. Bam. So this is working out pretty nice. Get a structured snippet and you can go here are your values again. So let's just see if we can find the one for, here we go. So this looks like a good one. So weekly mowing, every other week mowing, and one-time mowing service. So those are things that we offer. If somebody does want a one-time mowing service, it will be at a higher rate. If you want bi-weekly, it's gonna be higher than weekly, right? So make sure you're not pricing yourself out of stuff if you're gonna offer something like a one-time mow. And we should already have this one too. So let's find the phone number, and it's this one right here. So that's Billy's number. That's the number of the business. So now we got our call extension on here. Let's go ahead and add our message extension. And we don't have the message extension. I'm going to use this one and then I'll just edit it, right? So I added this one right here, and I'm going to edit it. Edit. And I'm going to put in Billy's phone number. 669 crap. I don't know what his number is. 669 9755. 669 9755. Boom. I started doing phone numbers with the parentheses. I think it just makes it more obvious that it's a phone number. I would recommend doing that. I'm going to change that to B&B like that. Okay, so that's that. Save. Okay. So we'll go to location extension. So I don't necessarily want a location extension because, people aren't visiting the business location or anything like that. Price extension. So let's see, did I make one? So there we go. So we got the price extension up here, and we'll click save, and we'll come in here and we'll edit that. So where did it go? Site links, message, price. Here we go. Let's go and edit. Okay. So we are lowering the pricing down here, and we are trying to actually get a lot of people to sign up. So let's say so we go. We'll just say that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add a new one in right here, and just say tiny lawns, and we'll say average $25. We'll say for extremely small lawns. Final URL is going to be the same URL. We want to take them to the pricing page. Okay, that's frustrating when stuff like that happens. Boom. Okay, so if it's saying final URL for mobile, if you just put one in right here, it's going to default to be the mobile too. So we'll save that. And I actually need to get back in there and edit it more, because I didn't actually edit these additional prices. So I'm going to have to reference his website here and find out what these actual numbers are. So we moved 39 to a quarter acre, 47 for a half acre. So let's go into here and 47. So that's what I was trying to do with 5 to 7,500. There we go. We can take out of and hopefully get that in there. Boom. Okay. Perfect. 3/4 acre is going to be 57. Okay, so we dropped the prices down a lot, looking to attract people. So my thought process is if you need to grow your business and increase revenue and stuff like that, seriously consider taking, not the full profit margin you would like at the beginning. Earn these people's business by showing them you're going to show up every week and you're going to do a good job, and they get to know you, they like you, they trust you, and then you can hit them with we really need $5 more. We've actually been doing this too cheap. You're going to think about how to word that professionally and present that to your clients. But, at some point you're going to have to raise your rates because inflation and everything else. So it's just a nature of the beast, and customers really need to understand that. So let's see if there's anything else we can do. So a promotion extension. So let's see. Monetary discount. Okay, so this is cool. So we can do, I would highly recommend this to attract a new customer. My gosh, so I've never done this before, so I can't use an existing, I don't believe. Yep, I don't have any. So I'm going to say up to a $45 value. So we'll say up to a $39 value, actually. And we'll say up to $39 off, free free mowing on the 5th cut. Okay, so regarding this final URL right here, this is a major piece to your success with the ads. Okay, you can't always dump people to your homepage. If you're dumping people to the homepage every time, that page may not speak to what they want. So you need to understand that you may have to build out pages on your website, which is exactly what I'll do for this example right here. So I guess I'll just go ahead and include that at the end of this video. I'll build out another page on the website, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here. But we need, if people are interested in this offer right here, we need to give them some more details, right? Because we obviously don't have enough room to provide any type of real value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go boom, type in the URL, and I'm going to make, new customer special, right? So now I need to make a page on the website that is that URL, bnblawnmowing.com new-customer-special. So now if they clicked on this offer, they would go to that page on the website where they would get more information about what exactly is this offer, like what are you talking about. So maybe this should be new customer special. Boom. I like that. Up to $39 off, new customer special. Beautiful. Perfect. 20 out of 20 characters. I love it. So you can set a start date, set an end date. We're just going to let this run the whole time. So there's always more you can do, and I'm not getting into this stuff yet. There's plenty, as you can probably already tell, there's plenty to do without diving into this. And you may be overwhelmed at this point, but that's why there's companies that do this, right? So save, and we have that one. Okay, beautiful. We have everything set up the way we want it right here, and that is the essence of how I'm running these ads and getting the cost per click we're getting, which I'm very happy with, because the bottom line is the people that are clicking on those ads are really interested in the services. So it's really valuable when you're paying under $3 a click for every type of ad we have running, and the people that are clicking on them are actually interested. So landing pages, really don't know what landing pages are. Here's where you can get a little more specific with your keywords and stuff like this. You may want to end up adding negative keywords over time, where you would put a minus in front, or if you were just on this tab and put them in here, you wouldn't have to put the minus because you're in the negative keyword tag. But the minus in front tells Google, hey, this is a negative keyword. If they type that in, don't show the ad. So if say like repair might be a great word. Repair may be a great word to add into negative keywords. Like if somebody's typing in like lawnmower repair, you don't want your ad showed because they're trying to get the lawnmower repaired. So maybe you do want your ad shown right there as a bad example, because they're gonna need service until their lawnmower's fixed. But to get the idea of a negative keyword, that this is what it is. Like if they type in repair into the search bar, don't show that. So that's good. We'll save that, and let's come down here to settings. So I believe this is where you can get a very quick overview of what you exactly set up in this ad. And goal right here is something where you'll have to set your goals up inside of Google Analytics. So you need to connect your Google Ads and your Google Analytics. I'm not going to do that in this video. So over and beyond everything that I'm covering in this video, there is actually a lot more that goes into it, which goes back to why companies do this, right? So, I'm trying to keep the video short. It's looking like it's going to be an hour-long video as is. So here's our targeting. You can change your targeting, turn on and off whatever areas you want to target or not. Ad schedule. I'm a big fan of the ad schedule. I don't want my ads being shown over the middle of the night. I can only imagine how many customers I want are searching for a lawn service at 3 a.m. I don't think I want that customer. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they work third shift, stuff like this. But I'd much rather just be showing my ads really when my business is open, because I want to be able to answer the phone if they click the call. Like, people want to talk to somebody and just get the answers. A lot of people don't want to surf around the web. They're not too good at it, stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and set this up real quick. We're going to go, let's just have it showing. We'll go Monday through Friday right here, and we'll come down and we'll say, hey, from 7:30 in the morning until 6 at night. So this is a little extended business hours than the actual business hours of B&B lawn mowing, but I'm very confident Billy would answer the phone starting at 7:30, ending at 6. So that's what I'm gonna put right there. Okay, so I need to come down to military time and go to 18. So that's what's up right there. Okay, and I actually want to add another one for Saturdays. So Saturdays, we want to go from 8 a.m. until noon. So that's what I want to do. Obviously, do what you want to do. But I want them running from, I guess I need to actually add in Monday through Friday. So my bad, 7:30 to 1800, save. So there we go. So now we got all of what I want in there. Boom. Devices is where you could target either only phones, computers, tablets, whatever. You know, if your website doesn't display properly on a tablet, maybe take that off. But very few people are searching on a tablet if you're paying attention to it anyways. It's a crapshoot between, computers and mobile phones. So in my experience, it's roughly even. But some clients, they definitely get more mobile traffic. Some clients definitely get more laptop computer traffic. So it is what it is. Bid adjust is getting to be kind of technical, so we're not going to cover that at all. Change history, don't know what that is, don't know why I clicked on it, but that is exactly how I'm setting these ads up, and those are the kind of results we're getting. So we come back here to, let's go to search campaigns, let's find it here. This is how I typically find our ads, Campbell County. So here we go. So there's our one ad group, and we have all those ads and extensions on here. Okay, so lost the camera, but still wanted to cover a couple more things. I know it's getting long. If you're sticking with me, I hope you're finding value in the video, and please consider liking and subscribing and all that kind of stuff. I'm really honestly just trying to help. Like, we're not competing in any way, shape, or form. I learn a lot from the comments, so I really appreciate anybody who has liked, subscribed, or left a comment. Thank you very much. But let's get back to what we're doing here. Search campaigns come down to B&B Campbell County. Now we're right here. Let's click on mowing. And what I need to do is come right here, ads and extensions. So we have this right here, and it's an expanded text ad. Let's go ahead and do a call only ad. So you're going to need the phone number, which is 859. It's going to be your phone number, your business phone number, right? So that's the phone number right there. And so this is a completely new ad, right? So always on a call only campaign, your first headline's actually going to be call your phone number, and then you're going to have your other ones right here where it's going to be, let's talk about your service. Free quotes over the phone. Business name. Boom. B&B lawn mowing. Description. Let's talk. Boom. Okay. Display URL. You don't put in a display URL because if you did, then they could go to your website. So the whole point of this is to be a call only campaign. So boom. And that is literally how quick and easy it is to set up a call only campaign. So now we have our expanded text and our call only, and let's go ahead and go to responsive search ad. So they give you all this stuff over here, which makes creating this ad very, very fast and potentially effective, because you're pulling from Google's data. Or like, hey, you should probably use this, use this, use this. So it goes really fast. And what's going on here is it's a responsive. So what that means is Google's using their artificial intelligence once again, and they are picking from, you add all of these headlines in here and you add all of these descriptions in here, and then Google is going to mix and match those and determine what is actually working best. And what they're going to do is they're going to use what that person actually typed into the search bar for one, and then they're going to use all of the data they have on that user profile that's performing the search. So they're going to take all of the data available to them, take what you've input right here, and mix and match your headlines and your descriptions to potentially get you the greatest performing ad you can possibly have. So definitely think about adding this, because there's really not much to it. So if we go to add more headlines, view ideas, here we go. So it just is giving you ideas. So let's just go ahead and say B&B lawn mowing, flexible scheduling. I don't like that. Let's say schedule a service. Friendly and reliable, I like that. Satisfaction guaranteed, for sure. High quality service, I like it. Trusted by your neighbors. So these are all ones that I've actually used in the past. Pulling in here. So money back guarantee, for sure. Another one. Let's talk, call us now. Affordable pricing. Okay. Heck yeah. So some of them are kind of similar. I'm going to go in here and just clean up any of these that aren't capitalized. I like having my headlines with the first letter of every word capitalized. It looks like I got them all, I believe. Hopefully I did. Okay. So then, okay. So we got our headlines, and it already is telling us, hey, this is pretty good. So we've entered the maximum. So if we wanted to swap some out, we'd have to take some out. Descriptions. So here we go. See, these special characters are really cool. So if you can figure out how to get these, I can't really tell you how to do it. If you find them, you can just copy and paste them. That'd be the easiest way to do it. And we'll take that. And we'll take this. $25 for tiny lawns. $39 and up for larger. How can we earn your business? Okay. And then this is actually pulling in the other two headlines that I already made from the other ad. I'll keep them on there because it's going to mix and match like I was saying. So we'll take that. And so it's saying we're good. So it's not saying we're great. So it's flagging right here. So maybe I have some of these that are overlapping a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take that one out, for example. I'm gonna take out, let's see here. Yeah, I like all these, so I don't really want to take them out, but man, oh well. I'm not gonna stress about it. It's good. It's saying it's good. We're gonna keep it. and boom. So it is saying we should have one more text ad. You know, if you want to roll out another text ad, feel free, but I'm going to call this campaign good enough to start out, let it run for 14 days and track the performance and wait for the AI to give me recommendations and further tweak it from there, and just view all of the data in my analytics and everything else, and real world analytics, like how is, you know, my leads, how are they performing compared to before I started running this ad? Do I just notice that my phone's ringing more? Are people more qualified for our service contacting us right now? So use everything you have available to you to determine if this is actually working for you. So that is essentially it. So I hope you found value in the video. That is how I do it, and it is really, really working. We're running these for several of our clients right now. We run lots of ads for our own businesses, and I would highly recommend to get into it, especially on seasonal pushes and stuff like that. Don't forget how important all the extensions are. Take the time to add all those extensions. Consider narrowing down when the ads are shown to your business hours, or at least whenever somebody's going to be able to answer the phone. And yeah, so that's it. Just start off with a small budget, let them run, let Google do their thing, use the recommendations, and just kind of monitor how it's going, and just always, you know, stay within your budget, stay within what you're comfortable with. But if you're not marketing your business is going to have a really hard time growing. So be prepared to spend some money to get your name in front of people, because if people that need your service don't know your business exists, there is no way they can contact you. And that's just why I'm such a big fan of websites and the internet in general, because that is where you can reach the most people. Way more people will find your website than will ever see your truck. So if you're thinking about spending a ton of money on your truck, I would highly recommend just make your truck look really good and professional, and spend more money on your website that's going to be able to provide a much higher ROI for your business in the long run. But that is it. We got to wrap this video up sometime, so that's the end of it. I hope you really enjoyed. Actually, the very last thing I'm going to do is come back to the campaign level, come down to this, and I'm going to pause that right here because B&B is not actively servicing Campbell County, so this is going to be for the expanded growth next year. So I just set this up well in advance of next spring, so I can come back next spring and turn this on. That is another beautiful thing about this. You just turn them on and turn them off as you wish instantly. So if you are like, man, I'm getting to spend way too much money, just go turn your ad off and you're not spending any more money. But remember, your ad is no longer being shown at all. And then there's always the option to go with the display ads and get the much lower cost per click. In my experience, those clicks are much less valuable, and that's why they're much less expensive. But you know, you need to get in front of people. So that is display ads are a great way to get in front of people. And if you thought this was involved, the display ads are slightly more involved, because now you're introducing images and you need to make sure they look good at all the different sizes they're going to display at and all that kind of stuff. But Google really does do a good job of just using their AI once again, and kind of showing when it resizes, it's going to show an ideal portion of whatever image you input for the creative. So it's Ryan with Long Crack. I hope you really enjoyed that. Thanks for sticking with me if you did, and I really hope you learned a little bit about Google Ads. I know I have spent a ton of time watching videos like this, and just the main thing I do is hop in here and play around with it. You got to get used to how all the navigation and everything is in here, and that's the bottom line. Is like anything else, you have to really do it to get to know it. But that's all. And please remember to like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Until the next video, you already know, keep making money.